Okay, we are live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to On the Air with VA3EWV, our TGIF edition. Thank God it's Friday. We're about to have our AllStar EchoLink net. Let's see if we have a couple of people out there. That'll be nice if we can get a couple of people out there today. And then we'll get started. I see two people. I know one is mobile. NX3F is mobile at the time. We also have VA3GAM out there as well. So let me get my little stuff set up, and I'll share this to a couple places. We'll get started here, and just have a little conversation. All right. I hope everybody's had a good week, and I want to vote for anybody who wants to give us a 3-day weekend. So if anybody's out to give us a 3-day weekend, you have my votes. That's for sure. Okay, we got George's out there. Okay, I'm back, folks. Thank you, George, for being patient out there. I know you've had a busy day at home. NX3F, I know you're heading toward the home 20, the home QTH there, and you'll be on there with us shortly. I finally have my stuff set up here in the shack, and we are definitely on the air. So tonight's topic, we're going to have the two rounds, as I always like to do. Tonight's topic is going to be QRZ cards or QSL cards, not QSO cards. First thing I need to know is what you actually call them, because I've been telling everybody thanks for the card, like it's a Christmas card or something like that, right? So I need to get that started out. And when you guys are out there making contacts, or you sitting at the house and you're just in the shack there, and people are calling out, I've noticed with my 3 going on 4 months of HF, people are out there either A, doing some type of contesting, or B, doing some type of leisurely activity like POTA, or C, doing just DXing for their own personal use and their own, their own fun. And some people record this stuff. So I just want to know if you guys are logging this in a log to help people get like whatever goal they have. Like, are you logging in the QRZ? And if you are you sending the cards? I am not gonna ever send any paper cards. I can tell you that now. So I hope nobody's feelings aren't hurt, because I'm not gonna be throwing a dollar. I sit down in a place like last night. I was too shy of no 4 shy of 200 contacts because my battery died. So I'm not spending $200 to send out QSL or QRZ or QSO cards. So that's the topic of tonight. Have you sent them? Do you send them? Do you help the people get their stuff, or do you just talk to them and say hello and put the name in the you get in their log, but you never upload your logs or anything like that. So that's the conversation of tonight. We're gonna go right over to VA3GAM for your comment. Go ahead.
VA3WV, VA3GAN. To be honest with you, Ernest, I haven't been using HF long enough to even consider that. I've been dabbling in it the past couple of months, and I've been totally off the air for the past month. So I probably racked up about a dozen contacts. I only actually recorded one or two of them into QRZ.com. Honestly, I'm not even at the point of even thinking about the QSO cards or QSL cards at this point. Maybe I will down the road. Maybe I'll do the online cards. There's a couple of sites that send out these cards, on your behalf somehow. I'm not sure how this all works, but that's what I may be looking at something like that in the near future. Back to you, Ernest. This is VA3GAM.
VA3GAM. I did not know you were new in that as well. Yeah, man. Like we have a lot of newcomers there. Uh, and I know it's QRZ.com, so maybe that's the name of the card is QRZ, a QRZ card. I don't know. But that's funny enough that we're in the same boat. Um, I can't even spell HF yet, and I'm out there making contacts. So I'm having these conversations like this so I can figure out what's going on. It's all on the job training for me. That's for sure. A lot of on-the-job training. But hey, I have, uh, which fell on the floor here beside me. See, I do raw, uncut stuff, raw and uncut. So here beside me, I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 letters here sitting on my desk, and that are unopened. I have 5 that are opened, and then the 5 that I got that were opened, 2 of them came with return envelopes. So they came with return envelopes. I don't own a color printer. All I have is a black and white laser printer. And they were like, "Oh, please send me your QS card back." So I'm like, I don't know. I might have to go get some colors and stuff from the dollar store because I'm not buying another color printer. I bought color printers and the ink has dried up in them and couldn't get the heads done, and I'm tired of doing that. So that's not going to happen. So I think I'm going to go get me some colors and some stuff from the dollar store and start coloring me some cards or something. You know, print it out in black and white on the laser printer there and color it in with some pretty colors and send it on down the road there. But that's what's going to be happening to me. Uh, Back over to you, JM, for a comment on that one. Hey Google, turn on fan.
Yeah, man, that'll be absolutely hilarious. I'd use some pencil crayons, you know, the wax crayons or something like that. Yeah, that would be absolutely hilarious. Um, I don't know what to say. I was when I thought about it in the past, I wasn't really a fan of sending these cards because you got to collect addresses and then create envelopes and postage, and I don't know. There are ways of doing them online and having them sent out automatically. I believe you can send them via email. That may be something that you can consider or something that I'm going to have a look at down the road. But until I get myself up to speed and get all this stuff all figured out, I'm going to stay away from that for the time being. Back to you, Ernest.
Yeah, if you don't mind spending a little time with me today, there, while NX3F heads to the house, I don't want you to go away just yet. I mean, we never hardly have time to do back and forth. It's kind of like a roundtable type thing. But I'll tell you what I've noticed, if you don't mind me just going on here for a minute. But my HF experience so far has not been any rag chewing at all. I do rag chewing on local repeaters. I do rag chewing kind of here on the EchoLink thing there. But I haven't done any rag chewing on the HF. It took me some courage just to get on HF, and the Parks on the Air thing is what got me. I sat through 2 field days. I did not have HF privileges on the first one. Uh, I don't even know if I had. No, I didn't get my April. May. Oh yeah, so I think I had my HF by the time the second field day came around. But I was very, very shy because I did not want to get on the mic. But what I found out so far doing Parks on the Air, it's a very short back and forth. Hey, my call sign is this. You're at this place. You sound like this, and that's back to you. And what these cards have done, though, what the radio contact hasn't done, it gives you a little bit of a look into, a little bit about the person, So on my wall there, I have one from VE3KKA. It looks like a nice little park there. It says Windsor, I think, yeah, Windsor, Ontario. So it kind of like tells you where the person is, and it looks like a lakefront with a lot of Canadian flags there. So that's cool. VE3AVP, he's from Ottawa. So it has the Parliament building there. A nice picture of the Parliament with no cranes on it, so that's pretty good. And I got a card here from KK4BH, and there's a paperclip over the last one. I think it's a P. And it's a picture of their radio on the table with some woods in the background. So to me, it gives you a little bit of an insight, a little glimpse of to who the person is or what they like or what they thought was a good picture at least. because you don't get anything but that little passing there. And like I said, I've only been on HF for just a few short months, so uh, at least it gives you a little bit of a glimpse into their life. Now, if I can do something pretty easy to get them a card and it's electronic, I can do that all day long, right? Because I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with this? I know I'm getting a little long on here, so you guys may be on repeater, so let me put it back over to you. Back over to you for a comment on that.
Thanks, Ernest. Yeah, I remember. I did receive a couple QSO cards back in the early '90s when I was on the local repeaters. I wouldn't think that people would have sent these cards doing VHF or UHF, but I did receive a couple cards, and they were just basic text. Some the larger fonts and whatnot. There was no art at all. I guess the cards these days are a lot more fancy because everybody has access to the tech to make these cards. But back in the day, it was just a straight up text based card, and
Oh.
it's probably a hell of a lot easier to do. And since I'm not very
Come join us
artistic
if you're out
at
there,
all,
folks watching. Come
if
join
I ever
us.
do a card, it'll probably be something like that because I do not have an artistic bone in my entire body. Back over to you, and this is Victor Alpha 3 Golf Alpha Mike.
Victor Alpha 3, Golf Alpha Mike in the group. Let's check in on NX3F. Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen, have you made the trek home or are you still en route? Over.
Okay, VA3EWV and the group. This is NX3. I'm sitting here in the driveway here listening to y'all. Um, yeah. Well, to answer to your question, the long of it, keeping it very short. I had QSL cards made up, but my old call sign is on them. I had my call sign changed here quite a while ago. I never really had cards made up. So, when I do FTA, I don't send cards out. I just go ahead and just log it and forget about it and, roll with it that way.
Hey Google, turn
Um,
off fan.
the only time I really send a card out is if I'm on a long QSO on sideband. And,
Oh.
on sideband, that's about it. And what I'll do is I'll just cross my old call sign on the card out and put my new call sign on there. And that's basically about it in a nutshell. Now, I don't know if you all knew this or not, but you probably did, but I'll mention this anyways, that if people or folks are into the card thing, they make I think it's EQSL. You can electronically design your own card digitally and send it to the contact that you made. So that might be food for thought. I think I did that one time a long time ago, but I haven't done that in a long time. I'll back to you, Ernest, VA3EWD net NX3F.
NX3F, yeah, thank you for sharing that because a lot of people are watching and you know some people don't know. Everybody doesn't know everything about it, right? So I was just wondering, and for the people who are big timers that love the cards, my question is going to be where are you going to put it, right? So I have let me get the camera and show the folks out there on. So I have 2468 2468 on the wall there. I have 8 cards on the wall, and I thought that was a whole lot. I was like, man, I got 8 cards, right? And that's when I had done like 5 or 6 QSOs. But me, as long as I got battery, I'm running my mouth. So, hey, look, I appreciate what you said too about the FT8 thing, right? So FT8 is fun. It's something to do. It's a good time waster. Uh, but you're not really having any kind of. Well, I mean, if you think about it, this is just me, So don't come at me. Don't not y'all on the radio there, but don't come at me wrong if you're on the air there. The FT8 to me is exactly like what they're doing with Parks on the Air, in my opinion. The FT8 is exactly like the Parks on the Air because it's like at least I think the FT8 has like 6 steps or something, right? So they listen to each other, they send some information, signal report, whatever, and then whatever. Then at the end of it, it says 7-3. So if you're having a 15-second conversation, does that warrant $1 in the mail or whatever the postage is now? That's a good food for thought there. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Now, if it's just something I can do like electronic and I can just blast it out there, well, that's no big deal. Now, at that point, what I was saying earlier is it might give me a glimpse into that person, who that person was, because it's just a call sign on the screen that I don't even go look up on QRZ if I'm doing FD8, right? So if I get a nice little card and it says where their hometown is, or if they have a picture of themselves with their favorite radio or something like that, it's like, oh, and now you can kind of like it gets a little bit more personal. So there, when I'm out there in the park and I do have a little bit of a longer, like instead of 10 seconds, it's like 15, 20 seconds, I'll put a star by it, right? And of course, if I hear an XYL on there, I'll put a star by it to send them a card. And my wife, she'll come and she'll watch these videos. And she's like, oh, keep showing them teeth when them women come. keep, keep showing them teeth when them women come on there trying to blush and stuff. You're going to be holding your hand over your mouth because you're going to have no teeth in front of your mouth. Back over to you, NX3F.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Well, I guess with the saying goes, that you got to be careful when the XYL is around, especially if she's happens to be be around the corner or listen to you afar. One can get. That's funny. Yeah, but anyways, that EQSL is a pretty good. You may like that because you do like to do things like that. But like I said, you work. You're right, man. When you're on sideband, when you're talking to somebody and you're in a deep conversation, it's nice to get to know that person, see what's up with that person, blah blah this and blah blah that. But when on FTA, it's a lot different. Just make the contact, boom, log it, and that's it. And then some fellas are trying to work all spades and all that sort of stuff. It's a different category. So, yeah. Okay, back to you, Ernest. VA3EWV NX3F.
Thank you, NX3F. Thank you, NX3F, for that. Let's go back over to VA3GAM for some finals there. I guess we'll start getting there. Oh, there's a person here. Before we take VA3GAM, we have Dawn on here saying, my parents kept their cards in a photo album. Oh, okay, cool. And as kids, we would flip through them and try to find out where they were on the map. That's pretty cool. So that's Dawn Marie is saying how they kept them in a photo album. That's pretty clever. I never thought about that. And if you think about it, it's the size of like the cards on my wall there are the size of some of the pictures that used to be printed out there. So yeah, that would be kind of pretty good. And if you had it sorted by the year, but like for me, I don't know what it is, but when I get out there and do Parks on the Air, and I'm getting better and better at it, like stuff I leave out now, I don't say, my whole call, what parks I'm doing. I've listened to other people and they'll say QRZ, and then the next person comes in. And my average is about 150. So I give myself about 2 hours to go out to the park there. Excuse me. So I'm doing about 150 contacts easily every time. So I would have photo albums stacked up to the doggone ceiling, cause if I go out, I don't go out a lot, but I go out 2 maybe times a week, and that's gonna be guaranteed 300 contacts. So I don't know if I'll be wanting to get send out 300 things, on phone. Okay, let's go over to VA3GAM for your finals there. I know you got stuff to do. VA3GAM, come on in. Oh, okay, there you go. There you go.
VA3WV, get your Alpha 3 calls help from Mike. Yeah, I just got a VWV truck. Keeping his Alpha 3 calls help from Mike. Don't want to do a whole lot more. Pretty well, after working for a full week and going crazy around the house after work, it takes a lot out of you, especially over the course of about a month and a half. But I see the light at the end of the tunnel. The kitchen's all done, bathroom's done, laundry room's done. Now I gotta wait for the final touch-ups, and I gotta put on some paint. That's not as difficult as some of the other things I did, so that's what I'm going to spend the rest of my weekend doing. I hope you're going to have a better weekend than I'm going to have, Ernest. Back over to you.
Well, I'll tell you this as we close this off. I was listening to a local radio station, which I rarely do. Um, I've just been going through so much data on my cell phone there. I have unlimited, but they slow you down after a point. Anyway, point being, I listened to some regular radio today, and then people were talking about how folks only really have not even 24 hours of rest between their 5-day work week. Because a lot of people have to, like myself, you've ended your work week, whatever your shift is, you're heading home, and it's pick up this, go get that, whatever. Because when you get home and you only have 2 little days off, you kind of want to just get everything that you can so when you get home, you can just be home and rest for a little while. And then they said on the radio that about 3 o'clock on Sunday, and they've done a lot of studies on this, people started getting this thing. I forget what they said. I wish I could have that recorded. But they have something happen to them where they start getting like anxiety or whatever because they're like, oh well, shit, almost wrong thing. Well, shoot, my weekend's almost over, right? Now I gotta start getting my supper ready for tomorrow, my clothes washed and stuff like that, yada yada yada. So it's like you don't even really have a good 2 days off. So, yeah, I know you got these big projects going over there, and so I hope you get it wrapped up. This weekend, I'm a little blessed this weekend. Thank you, Jesus. My two daughters did not ask me to have my grandsons over, which I love, but that gives me some peace from that. We don't have anything going on this weekend. I let a friend of mine borrow my tractor, so that means I'm not going to be doing no yard work. So I'm going to sleep in late. I'm not going to do any HF, like any park stuff, because I want to stay married. And I'm going to enjoy this 2 days off. And I'm looking forward to Easter, not Easter, Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. We have it in October. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving weekend because I am going to definitely enjoy those 3 days off and might take a fourth day just to recuperate. We all need our rest, folks. So let's work hard and let's rest hard too. Okay, back over to you, GAM for some finals, and then over to NX3L for finals, and we'll close it off tonight. Back over to you.
VA3GAM. Yeah, for sure. You got to rest while you can, and I kind of know what they meant by thinking about going back to work. It's when I was sort of wrapped up in some large projects come mid-afternoon Sunday, the wheels start turning, thinking about what you're going to have to do on Monday and during the rest of the week. And yeah, I felt the anxiety at times, but fortunately that hasn't happened for a while, and generally I just slide through my Sunday and wake up Monday morning and just take it from there. But rest is very important, and you certainly have to take it while you can get it, because you're not always going to be able to get enough rest. There can never be enough rest. Anyways, Ernest, thank thank you very much for hosting the net. Great job as usual. Thanks to everybody out there. And I'm going to turn it back over to you. Victor Alpha 3, Golf Alpha Mike. Turning it over to net control. Back over to you, Ernest. Have a great weekend.
All right, VA3GAM and the net. You're excused at your convenience. We'll break off with you, and you have a good rest of your weekend. NX3F, we're here for your finals, and then we'll close it off. Go ahead.
Okay, VA3EWV in the net. This is NX3. Yeah, I agree with you about the rest, man. Especially when you get older, you really do look forward to that rest. I guess I'm excuse me, rattling here in the background. I'm looking for I'm looking for some parts here for my antenna tuner here. You really look forward to the rest, especially when you get older, because I know I've been burnt out for a long time, playing in these groups and then doing ham radio, and then sometimes when the wife wants me to do something with her, it can be really taxing. So you got to take the downtime and get yourself together. That way everything in the house is happy.
Yeah, NX3F, we picked up the gist of that. Yeah, rest is important, and with that being, excuse me, with that being said, we're gonna cut it off here. Oh. Go ahead.
Sound like somebody else was in there.
No, you dropped off for a second, but you're back in there. Go ahead with your final there.
I think that was somebody else, Ernest. That wasn't me.
Okay, well, I don't see. Well, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Thank you both for being there, and I'm going to go find me something to eat. And I'm going to take it easy for this week. I'm just going to clear everything up. Well, I don't have anything planned, and that wasn't planned. So I'm gonna step quietly out of the room here, go grab me something to eat, sit there in the chair, fall asleep in the chair like I always do. And tomorrow I'm going to keep all the windows and doors shut and don't answer the phone and nothing like that. And I'm going to push the dog out the back door by himself so nobody won't even see me go. So they won't even go and see me go outside, and I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm going to rest this weekend, and I will see y'all. I'll see y'all down the line. Thank you so much, VA3GAM and NX3F, for coming out here tonight and having some fun with me. 7-3 to you.
7-3. You got the plan going on there. I hope you're successful at it. Take care. NX3F.
All right, that's it, folks. We're going to close this one off there and say good night to everybody. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend.